About a year ago, I bought this Trek Fuel EX mountain bike. It was a great bike. I had it for a while, but now since I got my new bike, I want to give it a new life and hopefully sell it. The plan with this bike is to paint it, buy a few new parts for it, and get new suspension. All I want to paint this bike is black because it appeals to more buyers and it's much more simple. Before I paint the bike, I have to prep the bike, so that includes taking apart the whole bike, sanding it, and covering up all parts that you don't want to be painted. You just need a few things. So you need the color that you're going to paint the bike, the primer, and then your clear coat, and then you're going to want some masking tape to cover up things that you don't want to be painted, and then you're going to want a mask for sanding, and then also some sandpaper. You also have to take off all stickers and decals because if they're going to be under the paint and they can peel up and then your whole paint job is ruined. Oh my god. So we can start sanding the bike. Sandpaper, you're going to want to use a light sandpaper because you don't want to see all those gouges from the low grit sandpaper. Sanding, I like to put my bike in a vise so it doesn't move while I'm sanding. If you have any scratches or chips in the paint, you're going to want to sand over it until you can't feel the scratch or chip in the paint because that's going to show through onto the last layer and it's going to look awful. This one, you can't feel the chip anymore, so that's how you know that you're done sanding. You also have to sand over the entire frame so that the paint has something to stick to. If you're done with the sanding, the next step is to use the masking tape to cover up things that you don't want to get painted. So that can be things like the bottom bracket or threads in the frame anywhere. This is how you're going to want your masking tape to look. You're going to be clean on the edges and kind of sturdy so it doesn't break. The way that you put the masking tape on is you put the masking tape in layers across and then you cut around the edge until it's smooth. For the step that you've all been waiting for, the paint. First you have to spray over the whole bike with your primer so that way the paint has something to stick to much better. And you're going to use your color of choice as many times as you need to get the finish that you want. Put your last layer of paint, which is the clear coat, which goes on top to protect all the paint underneath. How to paint a bike. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video when I rebuild this bike.